Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to speak about my database and their pros and cons. My database is generally of COVID database, which deals with the three tables: global COVID cases, vaccination information, and vaccination metadata. Global COVID cases deals with the cases and their death toll on the people in different countries and with their allocated WHO name. And the vaccination information is going to deal with the number of people who have been vaccinated with first, second, and booster dose. And the vaccination metadata deals with the people who have been affected uh, given the type of vaccination and their information regarding the vaccination, like Pfizer and Covaxin. There are many changes which I've made when I've shifted from relational to non-relational database. There are so many different advantages I've seen. Like NoSQL databases have many advantages over SQL database. Like NoSQL database supports JSON documents, key value pairs, tables and rows, and dynamic columns and nodes and edges, whereas the SQL has only fixed tables with rows and columns supported by SQL. While a SQL database primary purpose is to manage and store data, NoSQL databases also analyze and traverse links between related data in addition to storing enormous quantities of data within itself. NoSQL databases are far more flexible than SQL because NoSQL scales out across commodity servers. It can be also used to run server programs and program related tasks. NoSQL databases frequently do not require joins, whereas object relational mapping is also not necessary for NoSQL as well. However, MongoDB documents match the majority of well-known programming languages data structures. NoSQL databases enable faster queries when compared to SQL databases. NoSQL is straightforward for programmers as well, which is far more important when you are dealing with a huge amount of data within like COVID and the global issues. NoSQL is also supports from structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Basic IT architecture and inferior hardware also easily usable for any person who is going to deal with the stuff. NoSQL provides always an add-on availability, whereas SQL doesn't provide that availability. By speaking the pros of the NoSQL, there are certain cons as well, like it cannot maintain atomicity or correctness, which lowers the credibility of the information, and it is far more important to have a credible information at your hands. NoSQL database tend to be disorganized and have attribution problems and a lack of consistency throughout the database. Different NoSQL databases do not seamlessly institutionalize and or transform one and another. This makes it very challenging to switch to different configurations or database systems. There are fewer resources and frameworks available to ensure the security of databases running on non-Linux programs or non-Linux computers. There aren't many product suites available besides those offered by NoSQL database providers, and upgrades take a very much longer time than usual SQL databases. A smaller audience are going to use NoSQL at a certain given point of time, and data retrieval is far more unpredictable when compared to SQL databases. Would I recommend on the change of database? Yes, I would. Our recommendation on change of database is good because NoSQL database can facilitate development much more quickly and then a SQL database. Since NoSQL database frequently give developers control over the data structure, they are compatible with the current agile development methodologies based on sprints, brief iterations, and frequent code pushes. When a developer needs to get in touch with a SQL database administrator to make changes of database structure before loading and unloading the data, development can be significantly slowed down entirely. The amount of information in many applications cannot be affordably handled by a SQL database. Then NoSQL databases were built from the ground up to have massive inputs of data. Additional engineering is also not required, unlike when SQL databases are used to manage web scale applications. The amount of traffic and demand for zero downtime are much for SQL to handle. The scale out strategy used by the majority of the NoSQL database is an easy way to increase the amount of traffic in a database to handle. Since they were created in the cloud era, NoSQL databases have easily adapted to its automation. It is frequently easier to deploy and databases at scale in a way that supports microservices using NoSQL databases. Thank you one and all.